Hi, Jim Sullivan here from Humboldt Storage and Moving, and today I have Jody Rosenbaum, the founder of More Than Words, here in Waltham, and we're sitting in Jody's den in the Waltham store, and we're talking about the partnership of Humboldt and More Than Words, that we're really excited about how we can help More Than Words. And what we'd like to do is kind of maybe talk a little bit about the mission, and talk to us a little bit about the great work that you've done in really founding this store. It's very impressive.
Excellent. Thank you, Jim. It's wonderful to have you here with us today. So just to zoom out a little bit, my background is in child welfare and juvenile justice, and as a public school teacher, and have long worked with young people, in particular those who've been involved with the foster care system or the court system. And about 6 years ago, one of my good friends found a pile of books on the side of the road, and we saw within those books the potential to start a training program for young people. And I quit my job and rented a tiny little office with a few teenage boys who were living in a group home, and started teaching them how to sell books on the internet. And it was a rough, rocky entrepreneurial startup, but they were really learning what does it mean to show up on time every day, gaining skills with books and technology, and being responsible for something. And then there was earned revenue that came in from the books to help support the cost of this training experience. And literally within less than a year, the young people had helped map out the plan to open it and turn it into a storefront, which is where we're sitting here today. And they named it More Than Words. They painted the walls, they built the shelves, and really led the way on creating, I think, a new model for what it looks and means to equip young people with the skills they need to successfully transition to adulthood. Our mission is to empower youth who are in foster care, court-involved, homeless, and out of school to take charge of their lives by taking charge of a business. So that's what we're doing here at More Than Words.
Can you maybe Jody, give us a little bit of insight? What's a typical day for one of the kids when they show up? How do they determine who's going to do what today in the store? Because there's a lot to be done.
Yeah, that's a great question. So most of our youth work between 2 to 3 business shifts at the bookstore and cafe. And on those shifts, they'll show up, and youth who are partners who've gotten a promotion can be a shift leader. So the young person who's the shift leader would be responsible for getting the benchmarks and goals for the day, and then sitting down at the table with one of the adult managers and the rest of the youth shift, and planning out who's going to run the online, who's going to be in cafe, making sure that they know what those financial goals are for the day, and then using walkie-talkies to check in with each other throughout the day. A shift is 6 hours, and they're working really hard, receiving books, processing orders, doing customer service, managing their sections for those 6 hours, really equipping themselves with the skills they need for the future.
What do you see for the next year to 2 years for More Than Words?
Yeah, so we're excited because I think people are really recognizing that this is a much more empowering way to help young people prepare for adulthood. It's also a little more cost effective. Our young people are running a business. They're not passive recipients of a program. So with every book they sell, they are doing their part in generating the revenue for this model. And so we're excited to open another site within the next year or two, ideally in Massachusetts, probably in the Metro Boston area. And in order to do that, one of the biggest things that we need are the books. All of our books are donated, and sourcing the books for the online and the retail training program is just crucial. It's tax deductible. It's wonderful. We know people have a lot of books, so we're just really working on getting the word out right now.
Can you talk a little bit about just that? Because I know you take books, and maybe kind of explain some of the parameters of what books you would take, and I know there's other things you take also.
Yeah. Yep, we absolutely take CDs, DVDs, and video games. As far as the books go, recent textbooks are the best. Nonfiction is great. Hardcovers are great. We'll take fiction for the storefronts, kids' books, young adults' books. Pretty much anything that's in good condition, that doesn't have mold, it doesn't have a ton of writing in it. Really old textbooks, not so much, because there's not a real market, and old encyclopedias, not so much. And those really little mass market paperbacks, we usually don't have the ability to sell quite as many as we receive, so those are not quite as helpful. But the ones that are most helpful are good condition, nonfiction textbooks, and whatever else you might have on your shelf.
Well, Jody, I got to say that on behalf of the whole Humboldt team, we're very excited to participate. We know that this is going to help reduce the stress of our clients that have these items that they just can't get rid of, and they'll be able to now donate them, know that it's going to a great cause. So we're really looking forward to a wonderful partnership.
Well, we're incredibly grateful. So it'll reduce stress over there for your clients, and it'll reduce stress for More Than Words by giving us what we need to grow and really meet the needs of young people. So thank you.
Thanks. That's it from Humboldt, More Than Words.